Okay, so I'll do a quick general market update before I have to get ready for my real job. Yeah, we'll start with Bitcoin and we'll start on the weekly. So look, this is what I think it is. I mean, it's a bit of a bullish, like broadening wedge, descending broadening wedge, whatever you want to say. That's bullish, potentially. If we go into the daily time frame, then what we really want to see is we want to see sort of 5 touches, and sometimes you can get an extra couple as well. So it'd be like sort of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then sometimes you can get this extra couple of touches. But essentially, what we're looking for after that is that the price begins to float around at the 50% level. Okay. So we're not really quite there yet. We're still sort of under it, but really we want to see something like this. Okay. And then we can sort of start thinking about that kind of breakout. So if you start seeing price going towards 60,000, obviously we're going towards the mid-range. I'd say that at the moment we are battling at the lower mid-range. So this is going to be your lower range. This is going to be your higher range. Somewhere around here is going to be your mid. Okay. Around about there is going to be your lower mid. And we'll just change that. There's your lower mid. Somewhere around here is going to be your upper mid. All right. So what I like to do is I like to change the colors. So that's going to be, I like to do that for green, because when we're playing in a range and we're in the lower areas of it, I am looking for buys. Okay. So right now I'm looking for buys, obviously, because like I said, we're in the lower mid. If we then go on to the 4-hour chart, I do see potential that this is a 1, 2, possibly either that's 3 or that's 3. That could be 4, that could be 5. Doesn't really matter. That could be 3, that could be 4. It really doesn't matter. Okay, but I can see 5 waves. We get a fib up here. We can also see that we're into the golden pocket. Okay, so the golden pocket is from the 0.5 to the 0.786. Now, usually people will say it's actually from the 0.618 to the 786. Yeah, I get that. But anywhere from the 0.5 is a valid enough correction for a wave 2. Okay, so 50% is good enough. So I include the 50% in my golden fib range. All right. Now, is there anything that we can do on a fib-based extension? Can we get any targets? Yeah, pretty much we can. That would be our green box. So that would be our buy zone. As you can see, pretty much it wicked a little bit below it, but it has held. There's no closes below it. So that would be valid enough for an ABC. ABC like that. So yeah, I mean, there's a good reason why we might be able to say that correction is over. If we get past B there, then yeah, I would start getting very bullish. But I am taking punts here. I have been buying some Bitcoin here. Yeah, and all the updates for those trades are in MAM Pro Club. So if you do want to join MAM Pro Club, just check the description of this channel and it will show you how to do it. Or just message t.me/Miss If you message that on Telegram, that's me, and you can. I'll send you all the details on how to join. We've had quite a few members past few days, so it's getting quite nice in there. There's a nice vibe. Yeah, everyone's having a good time. Right, let's have a look at Bitcoin Cash, and I'll copy that. Oh, let's have a look at Bitcoin Cash before my kids wake up. Right, so again, similar to Bitcoin, I think this is deceptive, but this to me looks like we're in the golden pocket. What's that one? Oh, okay, I'll take that off. So because we went way past the 50%, I mean, usually I would include the 50%. Okay, I mean, I was buying around about here. Okay, literally on the 618. I've got an active trade on, and I do live stream that on YouTube every day. So make sure you subscribe and you follow it, and you can watch it. Everyone sort of hangs out and chats. There's members of the MAM Pro Club in there as well. So if you have any questions, you can have a chat. I'm sure they'll be happy to help. So this is the 4-hour chart, and we're going to flip over to the 1-hour chart now. And this is what I see. So we came really low. We went past the 786, probably to the 886, something like that. I mean, let's have a look. I know that some of these assets, like especially altcoins, when they dump, they like the 886. Yeah, there you go. So the 886 here pretty much tapped that. So that's a really deep correction. But the key thing here is, if we flip back, is that we didn't make any new lows. Okay, so this whole structure is corrective, and it's holding this low. Okay, so 268. And then if we flip back into the hourly, this to me, this is a pennant. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, more or less. And we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 count here. So where it actually came in, I was saying that this is potentially the bottom. I put that in the live stream. I mean, the arrow that I put down where it was going to come to, the price literally went exactly to that arrow. I mean, like to the tip of the arrow. That's how accurate it was. Now, what I said was that there was potential that this could be like a big fat ABC, and that we could come into the box. But I also said that it wasn't guaranteed. Okay, because I did think that it looked quite bullish. And then in the chat, I said, what do you think is going to happen? Is it going to come down? Are we going to follow the black arrows, or are we going to follow the blue? And yeah, quite a few people actually got it right. They did guess correctly that it was just going to go up. So that's what I'm watching for. Just waiting for more price action. It looks like we've had a corrective phase, and potentially we could be going up. So all good. With ETH, again, not really much to look at with ETH. On the daily, starting to get some green. Again, we're in this pocket zone. Okay, so this is the if we're going to reverse, this is the zone that we want to be looking at, and it's on all assets. So we've got ETH, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash. They all look the same. They're all in this zone for buying. So yeah, just keep an eye on that. If you are looking to have a nibble, then this is the way. This is the place to do it. Let's have one last look at Litecoin. So Litecoin's a funny one because, I mean, really I'd want to see it come into this zone, but there's no guarantee that it's going to do that. We did actually make a new high as well. So this could then potentially be, this could be 4, and that would be a very deep 4 as well. So that could be 3, that could be 2. Potentially it's like that. So we might get either you sort of go straight into this zone or like that. Or we could be correcting like this. Something like that. yeah, it's a bit more tricky with Litecoin. Not really sure what it's going to do. The price action isn't very easy to understand. Doesn't really make sense, to be honest. So yeah, unless it comes down into this zone and we start firing up from here, probably just going to leave Litecoin alone for now until we get some more price action that we can actually, see properly what's going on. Last one. I know there's some XRP holders in here, and I'm sorry about that. But let's have a look. See, in the usually I'd see this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But the third wave doesn't have 3 waves. So you got one. There's no clear second wave in here. So that's unusual. But if we measure that, I mean, this wave could be a wave 2 coming down into the 786. So potential that the correction could be over. And again, we're in this pocket zone. So can we get a fib-based extension on that? No. I mean, it's more or less in there. It hasn't gone below it. Yeah, bit tricky on that. On the weekly, I think it's just in chill zone. But the problem I have is that, like I said in the previous video about XRP, is that this just looks like a giant bear flag on the weekly time frame, and none of the other assets look like that. So if this does start to turn up, I don't know what would make it do that, but for me, this just looks like a giant bear flag. So yeah, sorry guys. The other thing to look for would be how the stock market's going. Just have a quick look at the DXY. I mean, that looks like shit. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how the DXY looks. And for me, this is going to like Goblin Town. So yeah. All right, guys, I've got to go and do my real job now. So goodbye.